I could go on, I go on and on about Dragon Ball Evolution. But, long story short, I myself, along with everybody else, think it's absolute horrendous dog shit. So, yep. Shit. Anyway. Where was I? Oh, yeah. If you were a Dragon Ball character... Okay, I already answered this one. Sorry, Alec. Third question. Which Dragon Ball Z character would you want to hang out or switch bodies with? I think me personally, the character I'd like to hang out with the most is probably... I'd like to hang out with Yajirobe. I know, all these other superpowered characters, but all they want to do is train. Yajirobe... Yajirobe, we'd just be kicking it eating pizza. We'd just be kicking it eating pizza and shit like that, and that... and Kyrian would come in you guys are a bunch of lazy assholes. And be like, damn right. So yeah, me and Yajirobe be kicking it, so... There you go. Thank you for those questions, Alec. Moving on now to Lord Slayer, who asks, are there any characters you would like to see return much like Frieza? I'd like to see Broly come back. Better than that piece of shit Bio Broly. Cooler would be cool again. Maybe get Golden Cooler. And maybe Raditz. Yeah, Raditz. Why not? Anyway, thank you for that question, Lord Slayer. Moving on now to Black Squirt Boys, who asks, who is stronger, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or Mystic Gohan? I think Mystic Gohan, because that dude nearly beat... If he didn't waste time, he would have beaten Super Buu. And that's supposed to be Gohan's most powerful form, right? So, Mystic Gohan. Anyway. Second question. What do you think of the Super Saiyan God? I'm kind of here's the thing, it's a cool concept, but I always felt like after Super Saiyan, it was just why do you need to keep getting more powerful? And the other thing, I was kind of okay, I'm gonna be honest, but hear me out. I was a little underwhelmed when the final form, when Super Saiyan God was finally shown, and it looks like, I can't be the only one thinking this, it looks like Kaioken. It really looks like the Kaioken thing all over again, you know what I mean? It really does. So, yeah, it really looks like the Kaioken look all over again. But having said that, it grew on me. Super Saiyan God grew on me. It did. But I just can't help thinking again, looks like just a more powerful Kaioken. I mean, yeah. Having said that, it did, Super Saiyan God did grow on me. Anyway. Third question. What are your expectations for Dragon Ball Super? Hopefully it won't be as bad. Hopefully it won't suck like GT. I really hope. Anyway. Thank you for those questions, Black Squirt Boys. Next questions come from Nicholas Haley, who asks, oh yeah, I already answered this question. What do I think of Dragon Ball Super? Well, who do you hope to see return from the English... what do you hope to see from the English dub of Resurrection F? English dub... Yeah, they always do good. Chris Sabat and Sean Schimmel are really... Since halfway through Dragon Ball Z, Chris Sabat and, Sean Schimmel are really... they're clearly fans of the show, of Dragon Ball Z as well, because they've literally put their heart and soul into it and their voice. They really do... I think they do a really good job, and they've really come up as voice actors and, writers as well. So I think I think they really got some good stuff going for them. Anyway, third question. Who would you like to... okay. Would you like to see that... Would you like to think... I'm getting tongue-tied here. Would you like to see, and do you think that Krillin, Yamcha, Piccolo, and Tien, and Chaozu would ever sit down and discuss how useless they've been since DBZ began? Not really. They haven't really been totally useless. I mean, Piccolo's taken out some enemies... Tien as well. I remember when Tien fought, fought against Cell after he absorbed 17. Yeah. Yamcha can go fuck himself. Krillin even was more useful. I mean, hell, he did some damage to Frieza. You cut off part of his tail, and he did something. So, and again, I don't hate Krillin as much as people think I do. I really like Krillin. He's like the comic relief, and Gohan's, he was like a big brother to Gohan, and Goku's best friend. Those two looked out for each other, and let's not forget that Krillin, got it in on 18. He had sex with 18. I'm pretty sure every other character in Dragon Ball Z was like, God damn it, he's banging 18. Shit, we can't make fun of him anymore. And we even see in Resurrection F that in the trailer that Piccolo, Tien, even I think Chaozu and Krillin are fighting like these army of these waves of Frieza's army. So at least they're doing something, So in this conversation, we'd be like, yeah, we're relegated to background characters, but we're still awesome. Can I come out? Fuck you, Yamcha. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Nicholas. Moving on now to Damien Rogeno. Hope I'm saying that last name right. But Damien asks, what is your favorite Dragon Ball Z movie and why? I think my favorite would have to be, like I've said before, Legendary Super Saiyan. It's just such a balls-to-the-wall movie. Granted, some of the plot doesn't make any goddamn sense, but the action's really awesome. Broly's an awesome villain. The crying thing I never really got over. And there are some moments, admittedly, and this is for every Dragon Ball Z movie, you can look at every Dragon Ball Z movie and see the flaws. This one had some big ones like, why not, Paragus, why not just turn Broly on everybody instead of this big, ridiculous plan for Comet Komori destroying this planet you made? I feel like it's a little over the top. Having said that, though, it's a fun movie. It's always kind of thrilling just to see, it was also kind of like something to behold to see Vegeta just freak out and, just go, shut down like that, you know what I mean? God, I've said that a lot, I'm sorry. So, second question. Which character do you think deserves more time to shine that is not a Saiyan? I think Tien. Yeah, Tien. Third question. What is a moment that made you say, wow, this character is awesome? Some moments with Vegeta. Tien when he fought against near perfect Cell. And Gohan when he finally became Super Saiyan 2. Just to name a few. Okay. Thank you for those questions. Moving on now to Jerkwater100, who asks, "What is your favorite line from DBZ and DBZ Abridged?" Where Vegeta said, the whole "you can take everything but his Saiyan's everything from a Saiyan but his pride" or something along those lines. And with DBZ Abridged, there are so many, but I'll give you one. Now watch in fear, Kakarot, as I release my giant monkey! Form! Ugh. Thank God, I thought he meant his penis! That cracks me up every time. Yeah. Second question. What would you like to do if you woke up in a room and you find Mr. Popo, abridged version, staring at you, and he said, "Go back to sleep"? I'd go right back to sleep, because you don't question Popo. All right. And your final question is, how would you reboot the DBZ series? That would be a whole video in of itself, and yeah, I might do that in the future, maybe with a group. But yeah, there's just so much I would do with it. But yeah, it would be. It's too big as an answer here. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Jerkwater. Moving on now to Kobe Romy, who asks, "Why do you think Tien has 3 eyes?" Because Akira Toriyama wills it. That's why. Second question. What do you think Nappa would look like if he was a Super Saiyan? Super Saiyan... I don't know, his eyebrows would turn blonde? There you go. Third question. What do you think would happen if Frieza forced Zarbon and Dodoria to become members of the Ginyu Force? Zarbon would just make all these beautiful stances, and the rest of the Ginyu Force would be like, God damn it, he's making us look good. What about me? Shut up, Dodoria. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Kobe. Moving on now to Omnitron12345, who asks, do you think that a spin-off series of the Gohan as the Great Saiyaman could have worked? Oh yeah! It could have been like an anime version of Superman. Could have been awesome. Like, have Videl there and be like Lois and Clark, except Lois can now kick ass with hand-to-hand fighting? Yeah. Second question. Do you think it's possible to see an Ice Jin Frieza's race as a hero at some point? Maybe. Who knows? Third question. If you had your choice between a Saiyan, a Namekian, an Abu, or a god of a destruction, which would it be? Oh, I've already answered this one, Omnitron, multiple times, but I guess in these choices, Namekian. Anyway. Moving on now to Kane Matter, who asks, did you love Dragon Ball GT and were you upset it's no longer canon? I'm not the biggest GT fan. If you like it, Kane, that's totally fine. I'm not the biggest. Second question, do you think that Gogeta could have defeated he's basically asking, could Gogeta defeat Lord Beers? Maybe. It's a possibility. Who knows? Do you think it's BS that Bola and Pan never became Super Saiyans, and if you were writing them, would you have to achieve those? Well, Bola, I can understand why she never became a Super Saiyan, because she didn't really train, as I recall. Pan, on the other hand, it's really difficult to say, because when you think about it, she's only a quarter Saiyan. Her father's half Saiyan, and her mother's human. So maybe she just didn't have enough, DNA inside of her blood to make her a Super Saiyan, or that she just didn't get that angry. Who knows? Although Bola probably had Bola had a better chance because, Vegeta, obviously she's still half Saiyan and Trunks could do it. So, but I guess Bola never really trained, so she never really achieved that level. Either that or, and that's the other thing, that's a slippery slope, can just male Saiyans only become Super Saiyans, or can females not do it? I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe we'll finally have a female Super Saiyan in DBS. Anyway, moving on now to those were all 3 of your questions. Okay, think of those questions. Kane Matter. Moving on now to Overnerd03, who asks, do you think Akira Toriyama needs to confirm GT is non-canon? I guess it's officially non-canon anymore, and Dragon Ball Super's coming through. So there you go. Death Battle thing, already answered, talked about that. And and you've got a question in case the other one. What are your hopes to have Akira Toriyama's Dragon... I already answered this one. And your final question is, do you think that Cell would be like... What do you think Cell would be like if you could become Dragon Ball... if he could attain Super Saiyan God, or, the Cells of Beers, Wish, and Golden Frieza? We'd all be fucked. We'd all be absolutely fucked, but thankfully he never learned to have that power. Anyway. Alright, moving on now to the Gangster Shy Guy, who asks, which do you prefer more, the manga or the show, and why do you like it more? I like them all in respect. I like them all. I like them both. Not really particular to one or the other. Alright, what is your favorite Cell transformation? My favorite Cell transformation is actually Imperfect Cell. Imperfect Cell was just so creepy to look at. He was like a insect version of a xenomorph with that had a mind of its own. And this, it was so terrifying. He came off like a slasher in a horror movie. He just went around cities absorbing people and taking their, absorbing them into nothing and just absorbing them for food. He was so fucking creepy. Anyway,